say that this the life he wanted me to go. I grew up a lot different, you don't understand. The life I wanted was to always be a better man. I want to elevate my life and everyone I'm with. I feel I'm blessed with a talent only God can give. I got a gift, nigga. Damn, I wish I could pass it like in the Sims. Sometimes I feel like why I exist.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the Hard Pause Podcast. It's your boy Julian Black here with Quarter Water TV with another episode. Thank you guys for coming through, the regulars who always come through. Shout out to Chris Chaos and the rest of the crew. The music we playing in the background is our cousin Sean Silver. Go check out his music with Speak of the Devil, Chris Chaos in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Chris Chaos, aka Straw Dick Bridge.
Salute, Chris. Funny as fuck.
Yo, and again, we're coming at you from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Folks on Instagram, go ahead and hit me with that subscription on YouTube, or hit Quarter Water with that subscription on YouTube. Come hang out with us over there, because Instagram is still the spot where I'll post like posts and clips, but the best way to connect with us is probably going to be through Facebook or YouTube. And the folks on Twitch, much love. Go ahead and hit me with that follow button if you haven't already. Anyway, let's get into it.
First things first, free Carmelo Anthony.
Yo, every time I hear that name, I be thinking of the baller.
Yeah, not the basketball player. The young man. Where are you from? Texas?
I think so. Hold on. I actually got a video clip where this mug is talking about the particulars, but I might not get into that because he looks like he's gonna be long-winded. So here's what I'm thinking is gonna happen with this situation. It's when you do a self-defense circumstance, usually for a non-law enforcement person, you have to be accosted and you had to do everything to try to de-escalate. But I'm hearing stories that allegedly they were jumping him. There was more going on that they're not talking about. I said, I'm gonna wait to see whatever comes out. But if you get into an argument and you plunge your fucking knife into someone, you're not really gonna get off that bitch scot-free.
This my thing. How come shit different? How come Kyle Rittenhouse could cross state lines and do all this goofy shit, and people could make all these excuses for Kyle?
See, that's the problem is that Kyle Rittenhouse crossing state line was a lie. He didn't cross that. He didn't cross state lines, and he was legally allowed to carry open carry, and every single person Kyle shot was attacking him. He tried to get away.
I'm saying he didn't try. What do you mean, huh?
Well, he was running. He was running from every single person that he shot, and they were attacking him. The video's out there. That's easy to find.
This is my
first guy he shot was grabbing his gun, attacking him.
I'm gonna tell you my issue, right? Because I'm already seeing the issue. The all the facts not even out on this case, and for some reason they spinning it like it's the black kid fault, but somehow there's no footage out nowhere yet. So you know they.
I'm waiting for more information. You know,
right?
See what's actually
right. But my whole thing is this. It's quite tricky whenever somebody that ain't black do some shit. It be people making excuses for him way before he was a good kid. This white boy was just pictures of him gang banging.
Yeah. Well, now
guns everywhere. He was the aggressor.
Even with the Kyle Rittenhouse, they ain't make no excuses for him. They put out all those lies that people still believe today. We were just talking about that, the bullshit.
They make all kind of excuses for
all the shit that.
No, I ain't saying he carried the guns across state lines. I said he crossed. No, I say he crossed state line. He got the gun there, didn't he?
Oh no, he lived there. He split his custody between his mom and his dad. He lived and worked in that town. His mother moved to the outskirts, but he lived in that town. He had a connection there. He worked and lived in that town. But they put out that he crossed state lines. He did this. He did that. They gave us a lot of They didn't make excuses for Kyle. They said he was trying to defend people's property, which wasn't true. They're saying he was part of some militia, which wasn't true. They put a bunch of stuff out that would have made it difficult for him in court, which did. And the judge
made it not difficult at all, man.
Oh no, it was difficult. He was looking at a conviction, and then the prosecution was trying to hit him with a weapons charge, and he was legally.
The judge helped that nigga. I watched that shit.
The judge did his job. That's what
I
judges were supposed
ain't never see a judge do no shit like that. I've been to
I
court
sent you
several
clips of the
times.
judge doing that. Remember that one judge that was correcting people when the prosecution was wrong, when they illegally held the dude in custody, the judge noticed it.
Yeah,
That's what the judges are supposed to do.
They
Most of these
don't
guys
though.
aren't.
Yeah, they don't.
So he got one that did his job.
Shout out, yeah. I don't know. Shout out. I
And
hope
maybe
that I
because
hope
he was Caucasian.
this my thing.
Yeah.
If you could be somewhere, right,
Mm-hmm.
and people could run down on you, could warn them. Yo, I'm telling you, put your hands on me. It's gonna go bad for you. It's two of y'all bigger than me. Y'all approaching me. I can't defend myself.
So that's what I heard. That's what I heard. It was that I didn't hear the particulars, but I did hear that there were more than one person accosting them, and
Yeah.
we got to yeah. That's what I was waiting to see when the rest of the evidence come out, not kind of make up my
I
own.
just don't like when people be not you. I'm not speaking on you. I'm speaking on like the general outtake of people. They making it seem like they already trying to make it. Oh, he gonna nigga. You don't know what's going on. Like I know one thing. This nigga is come from a 2-parent household. He was a good kid. This nigga wasn't no gangbanger. There ain't no pictures of him with no guns and no shit like that.
The only other thing I see, if brandishing a knife of that size is considered a felony, that's where they could get him.
And they gonna try to get that. They gonna try to get that nigga on anything because he's black.
And even in so if it was a circumstance where he had opportunity to get out of there and he didn't, and it wound up and he did anything to escalate it in any way, that's going to be a problem. His defense got to break through and show. They need to show that he was being accosted. They need to show that he was being attacked, and they show that he was being cornered and he was outnumbered. If you prove all those factors, that puts enough reasonable doubt in the situation where you could possibly clear the case. He might not clear scot-free. I
don't know why though. That's what I'm trying to get out. It's like you can't defend yourself then.
Well, it's not really, and you can defend yourself, but as a civilian, you have an obligation to retreat. And if someone's accosting you, then
I thought certain states that stand your ground shit. What's that? That's not a retreat.
No.
That's
states are different. Like you're right. They don't have to retreat in the.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm confused. So you can't defend yourself.
We gotta see. We gotta see what happened.
That's the part I don't get. Like, because if you this is Texas. This ain't like, you know what I'm saying. So I don't get like
even with that Kyle Rittenhouse shit, he was in a stand your ground state and he still tried to flee. And the first person he shot attacked him and tried to take his gun. Everybody else was attacking him because they thought he shot an innocent unarmed person.
I'm mad when I try to watch that trial. I couldn't see the video.
You could see the clips. The clips were out almost immediately, and you could watch the clips. So even when it went to court and they were making up shit and the Vince was trying to do shit, I already watched all the clips of these people chasing him, these people throwing shit at him. And out of all the people that attacked him, the one that didn't get shot was the black guy. They call him Dropkick Man because he drop kicked them and knocked him to the ground. And ran because nobody wants to wrestle with the little white boy.
I need to go to like one of them side websites and find like the trial where I can watch that shit without the because if you watch it on YouTube, you can't see none of the video.
Yeah.
Like,
because of the shooting.
Yeah, they just go straight to like when they start showing the video, they show you the prosecutor. Like you can't see that because I try to watch it. Like, I did watch the trial, I listened to it, but I couldn't see shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's and in the end, he was looking at some time because they hit him with illegal possession of a firearm. The judge had to make him throw that out.
House wasn't in no danger.
Nah, he was. A nigga literally tried to snatch his gun from.
No, I'm talking about in trial. I'm talking about in trial. He wasn't in.
He was. He could have. They were throwing everything in the book at him. If the judge didn't correct him, the judge had to force them to take the gun charge off because he was legally allowed to have that gun.
The judge made it where you couldn't even call the niggas he killed victims.
What's it say? Y'all hear about? Yeah, I did hear about that part. Y'all hear about homegirl in the hospital? She's getting tested for something, and the nurse labeled her test tube King Kong. Her name is Keisha. Oh wow. Or something like that. Oh, the nurse named on the test tube called the chick King Kong. Did she look like King Kong? You might want to see some pictures of her.
Weird shit is that though?
It's some racist shit.
Yeah.
Of course, especially if she looked like a gorilla, that would really piss me off. If I'm a gorilla looking nigga and they call me King Kong.
Yeah, man. Like Paul Mooney said, take a good look at a monkey, nigga. Google, pull up a monkey and look at the face. Fuck all that first shit. Go look at the face.
Yeah. Pop say the same shit.
Paul Mooney got a joke saying that. He said, "You take a good look at a monkey, nigga, for real." USC was really going on.
But so we're gonna see, like, if this boy, like, even with that, remember with the scenario where the kid had got his mother's gun to murk the dude that was beating the shit out of his mom. And, even in the past, they would have hit that kid with a charge for possessing a gun. But then this one, they threw that charge out. They were trying, but then they wound up throwing that shit out. They didn't do it.
Nah, you know what's crazy? You know why they threw it out though? They're gonna make it seem like No. I'm about to tell you exactly why they threw that shit out. The nigga family. The day after the little nigga shot the dude, the nigga that got shot, his sister had a picture of her brother knocking a bitch out, and it said my brother knocked bitches out on his shirt the next day.
Well,
the family was acting unruly. This nigga was not. He wasn't. And then they start doing a background check on this nigga, and it's like, oh, this nigga is an abuser. Like, this nigga be putting his hands on shit. Like, he ain't like. So that's what happened. Like,
but that wouldn't make them drop the charges. That would be evidence they use in court to show the character has a history of violence.
Nigga, that's why they dropped it. First of all, I'm gonna tell you why. It's a little kid, nigga. Look, listen to me. It's a kid that did it. If it was a grown man, I would agree with you. He would have still went to jail. If it was a grown man. The fact that it was a kid trying to save his mom, that's what did it. And then they did the background check on the stupid nigga.
The dude's an abusive dude.
Right. So now let's say the little kid would have shot the boyfriend. The boyfriend was a law-abiding citizen. That would have locked that little nigga the fuck up. They lock up kids in Chicago all the time for shooting people.
Yeah,
because he was protecting his mother. And then when they did the PSI on this nigga, they come to find out this nigga no. And then his family running around like glorifying the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Chris Chaos changed his name. Chris Chaos, aka Harry Ballsack. By the way, changed my name. This is my name for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, because I was even telling Pops, like, because we were having that debate, and he was saying like how it's lopsided. I said, well, at least they did right by this kid. They didn't charge him. And I said, he basically, this dude got murked. He was beating the crap out of his mom, and the dude got murked, and they didn't charge the kid. I said that, and I agree with not charging him. I said, I definitely agree.
It was a tricky situation. It's like, all right, this is a child.
Yeah.
What do you do? What does he do? He not strong enough to stop this nigga. It's a kid. Like, what does he do? Like, and give me that pistol. I'm gonna do my thing with it. Like,
it hit nobody but the aggressor.
Yeah, he clapped. It was close range. He clapped them all up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Did he only hit him once, or did he hit him?
I think he clapped him up. Like, I think he.
Wow.
Probably like a few times. Like, yeah, I doubt he shot him once.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You know, when you aggressively beating on somebody, sometimes motherfuckers be getting shot. They don't even know they getting shot for it.
Mm-hmm. He peppered him. He peppered him a little. with that Dave Chappelle bit where he talks about he went to get the shotgun. I hear this is birdshot. It ain't gonna kill him, man, but it'll pepper him up nicely.
Yeah, I'm saying free Carmelo, man. I don't care what evidence.
I'm waiting to see, but I see where it could go south, and I could see where it could go north, and I could see, like, if there's any circumstance where multiple people were accosting him and they were bigger than him, the only thing we got to get past is the knife. If the knife was illegally or a brand, if they consider it an illegal weapon, that's where they could try to ding him. They could probably let it go. They could drop the knife charges, especially deemed that it officially was self-defense. They could drop any charges with the weapon.
They said the family getting death threats now. Of course.
The family of the dude that died, or the family of
the kid? Nah, the Carmelo family.
Really?
Yep.
You
surprised? You shocked about that?
Yeah, that's wild.
Are you surprised about that?
Not really, but it still don't make it not crazy.
Have you seen the picture with the guns with them kids? Have you seen? Did you do your background check on them kids, the brothers?
I didn't look at it. I was waiting
You should probably do a little research on them niggas.
Because I didn't even know it was two cats involved. I thought it was just
it was two brothers. Yeah, there's two brothers.
You want to check out? Hold up, this dude, the Black and White Sports, to see what he says about the circumstance.
Pull him up. Let's see what he said. I know he's gonna be biased. We about to see it.
Probably just with that name, Black and White.
I'm telling you, 100%, we're gonna see the bias.
And the title is biased. It says Carmelo Anthony is basically fucked. Bombshell news drop in death of football player Austin Metcalf. Both of those names. That Metcalf name sounds familiar.
It's a football player with that name, I think.
So both of these guys got like athletes, professional athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's loud. You turn this down.
White Sports on YouTube. The
No Holds Barred Black and White Sports Podcast.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, we must talk about Carmelo Anthony again. He is the young man that actually killed Austin Metcalf at a track meet in Frisco, Texas. Now, there's been a bunch of conspiracy theories being pushed out there that aren't substantiated at all. Like they're saying that Carmelo Anthony was bullied by Austin Metcalf. Guys, these guys didn't even know each other. And the evidence that we actually have so far.
This is a tether.
Didn't say anything about being bullied.
100%. This is see what I pause. Now, brother. Now you see what I'm saying though?
You think where he from? Nigeria?
Nigeria or something like that. But I'm gonna show you, but this is my thing though. But you see what's pissing me off, like the nigga. They saying all kind of shit. Why you making it seem like he probably was getting, but he was over there minding his business. He was sitting somewhere. From this is what I'm telling you is from what the brother said. If you could go look up what the brother said on the news, the kid was sitting there. His brother, Austin, whatever his name was, approached this nigga and told him to get up and move. He like, why, nigga? And that's how it started.
What made him the tent police? Why was
exactly? That's my point. Like, that's my point. Like, them niggas be thinking when they see black people, tell them move around, they could just move black people around. Get your bitch ass on. Like, this is 100% a tether. But go ahead.
Well, anything what he's saying has any basis? They about them not knowing each other and all that other stuff.
Nah, he's saying that, but what is he talking about? What is he saying? Now, what he said was this: how I know he a tether because they do these ingenuous arguments. Like he's saying, like disingenuous arguments. He said that people are saying he got bullied. They didn't even know each other. Of course, they didn't know each other. They was trying to bully him. Nigga, fuck you talking about? So you got to know somebody to bully him?
I mean, most of the time when we were young, we knew our bullies.
Yeah, but if you just somewhere and you see a nerd and you just pick on him and you don't know him, that's a bully. I don't get like what type of games we playing?
That's a true scenario.
Right, kind of games we playing, but go ahead.
Is that once he actually told Carmelo Anthony, you need to leave, Carmelo Anthony dug in his bag and said, touch me and see what happens. He was the instigator.
Pause.
And apparently, Austin Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now see, you know how I noticed the tether? How come what you saying, all the facts ain't out, but somehow what you saying happened is what really happened, right? But all them rumors is false, but somehow what you saying that they approached him and he just dug in his bag and that's how you went like that. Ain't that a rumor, nigga? That ain't the truth.
Yeah, I don't, and that's why
we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, I didn't comment on that. I had heard the dug in the bag shit before too, but I didn't comment on it because I was waiting for more official shit to come out. Did we forget about the girl who did the track getting beat as the girl was passing her? She blasted the girl in the back of the head with the baton. Yeah, they was on that girl for a minute. She said it slipped. She didn't mean to do it.
Now, let me throw this scenario out there. Is this a legitimate? If I'm sitting somewhere minding my business in a stand your ground state, and niggas approach me and tell me to move, and I tell them for what? Who is you? And then you push me or something and tell me to move, and I dig in my bag and tell you don't touch me again. Nigga, what's that?
But if he was physically being aggressive, he's 100% justified for reacting.
Right. So whatever this tether talking about, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, the way he trying to word it, this was making me mad. Like, that's why I said free him off the muscle, because the way people is trying to make it, he wasn't getting bullied. He just got approached and just dug in his bag like he was some kind of savage. This is a good kid.
So they're not even offering the kid's no bond. He's locked up with no bond or anything.
I have no idea.
No.
I'm guessing he don't have a bond.
Or it's going to be a big one.
Or kind of pushed him, and that's when Carmelo Anthony.
Well, he did say he pushed him. The kid made physical contact.
Now he's screaming self-defense. I don't believe it's going to work. Nobody really believes him. Anybody with a brain.
Tether.
I mean, he's been charged with first-degree murder, guys. Now he's not going to get the death penalty. He can't get life in prison without parole. But he actually still can get life.
Pause. Now, there's another thing I don't like. If this man was Caucasian and he would have got charged with first-degree murder, you know what niggas would have been saying? Oh, they fucked up when they charged him with first-degree murder because he didn't go there intended to kill nobody. It was they're gonna throw it out. All that stupid shit. All right, this is the shit that's pissing me off. I hate that double standard shit. It started getting weird because people start getting weird. And I'm watching people do it. Like,
yeah,
it's pissing me off. That shit is pissing me off. Like, I swear. Like, am I lying though?
Nah, I can't say that.
Brother, you know exactly. People would have exactly been saying that right now. They would have been saying, "Oh, they fucked up. I charged him with first-degree murder. He should have got charged with manslaughter. He didn't go there with the knife intending to kill nobody. He didn't."
Well, I mean, to cover the bases, they usually stack charges. They'll stack charges, or they may downgrade it. They'll give you the most serious charge, and then in the plea deal, they'll downgrade the charge.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, brother, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas would have been saying that right now if that man was Caucasian. They shouldn't have charged him with murder. They were saying it about Derek Chauvin. They said it about every white dude that ever killed somebody black. Oh, they shouldn't have charged him with first-degree murder. They say that every single time. Now, all of a sudden, they ain't saying that now. Oh, he brought the knife there to kill up somebody. Like, that kid was minding his business, man. Yeah, he's playing this.
They actually sound like that too.
Chris, for real, man. For real, man. He's playing his tether, man.
You know, life in prison with the possibility of parole, life in prison, or not even life in prison, but like I don't know, 70 years in prison or something like that. He's 17 years old, so if he got like 70 years, for example, he'd be like 87 by the time he get out, unless he got parole or something like that. Yeah, the future is not looking good whatsoever for Carmelo Anthony. Now, folks, we got some bombshell news here, guys.
Okay, what's the bombshell?
Because if I'm Carmelo Anthony, I'm probably thinking about a plea deal at this point. Because believe it or not, guys, I didn't even know this. There's video footage.
I was hearing there was video footage.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So this definitely is not looking good whatsoever.
Well, the video footage video footage could bolster the self-defense.
And that's why you ain't seeing it everywhere. Now look at this. I'm gonna show you how I noticed a tether too. You see how like his snark, like his attitude, how like he happy this young man, or he'll get out, he 87. Who the fuck want to be happy? A young black kid about to be locked up. This ain't no thug or nothing. This kid is athlete. What's wrong with this nigga, man?
And this is probably clickbait right here. He knew this was gonna bring people in to watch.
This nigga is a tether, man. I guarantee you all his shit is just like this. This nigga is a tether, though. I just know them to them vibe, them tether vibe. You gloating, you happy. What the fuck? Like, you a weird nigga. I hope you see this too. You a weirdo.
Let's go and get into it, guys. Right over here.
Okay, what's the bombshell?
Texas authorities have video of Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony confrontation before fatal stabbing.
Good.
The release of the video evidence could determine if Carmelo Anthony's self-defense claims are substantiated, which is not.
Oh, you don't know
It's
that
not.
yet, my boy.
And I believe he actually knows that. Authorities have reportedly collected video evidence of the confrontation between two Texas teams that resulted in a fatal stabbing during a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas on April 2nd. Carmelo Anthony, 17, has in charge of first-degree murder in the death of Austin Metcalf, 17. Police said Anthony allegedly confessed to the killing on claims of self-defense. The release of the video evidence could be key material for the outcome of the case.
Yeah, but he's not even acknowledging the fact that it may prove the dude's case of self-defense.
Because I'm telling you what this is, man. I seen all through this nigga. As soon as his whole posture, I knew what it was already. A goofy.
Look like he only has white friends.
Exactly.
Yo, shout out to our melanin challenge brothers.
Yeah, that wrong with white friends is cool, but
Dominic,
don't be like this nigga. White people cool. I don't got no issue with white people.
Same. Some of my homies.
Next Generation Action Network, a civil rights organization, informed the public during a press conference on April 8th that investigators have collected video of the fatal confrontation and urged the community to stop spreading misinformation about the case online.
Yeah,
Anthony has been held in custody on a $1 million bail.
I knew it was going to be a high
for
bond.
allegedly stabbing Metcalf to death during a track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. According to a police report, Metcalf asked Anthony to leave a tent set up for Metcalf's track team. Anthony reportedly refused to leave the tent, and his team had his own tent. This is why I believe he's actually looking for trouble. Anyway, Anthony reportedly refused to leave the tent, which sparked a confrontation.
He's looking for trouble at a track meet, nigga.
On opposing teams.
So he was from the Carmelo was from the opposite school's team or something. That's what they're trying to say.
That's what he's saying, but we got to remember this is Texas.
Made contact.
Anthony.
But he wasn't punching him or anything like that.
He did make contact. They're saying that. Hold up.
Or I should say, Austin Metcalf made contact with Carmelo Anthony, but he wasn't punching him or anything like that. It was probably pretty much you got
this is a tether, though. That's assault, you bitch ass nigga. Yo, man, take this nigga down real quick. This nigga's a bitch. This nigga's a weirdo. Nigga, that is assault. You can't you can't go around touching. Do the bald head man. Do that to go up to a white woman and touch her shoulder like that. Bitch, your bitch ass go to jail for assault. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, do that to anybody. You gonna get your ass whooped. Am I lying? You just go up to somebody you don't know and put your hands on them. They gonna beat you down.
Your violation of personal space is assault. Maybe not life-threatening assault, but nevertheless, it is assault.
Man, police call flinching at somebody assault. If you move towards somebody aggressively, that is assault.
Yeah,
what this nigga's talking
with
about
the intent.
You facts.
Yeah,
one thing I be knowing. I be knowing them kind of laws. Like nigga, what the police be on that shit. You can't do nothing aggressive towards nobody. It's assault. Nigga, nothing like threatening, talking to people aggressive. They'll take you to jail for that too. Disturbing the peace. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, man. Where that nigga came from?
I don't even. Are you talking about this guy? I don't even know.
Biased. That nigga was biased it up, man.
You can tell from the title. He was saying that Carmelo Anthony is fucked. Bombshell.
Yeah.
He still didn't. He still didn't point out exactly what he was saying. Could have went either way.
You know why I hate them kind of niggas and the propaganda they spew? Because let's say all the evidence come out right, and it shows that Carmelo is defending himself, right? This nigga still gonna say, Oh, you know the they just let they go. They had no evidence. All they always gonna say that. Just like the George Floyd with the fentanyl shit. They always saying that shit. Look, if you notice, every time somebody that's Caucasian get locked up for killing somebody, even when they get convicted, you notice years later they still be trying to lie and say, "Oh, they gonna let them out because such and such and it was this and that." They nigga, what? What y'all talking about, man? Like, I'm just sick of the double standard shit, man. For real, like that shit is getting annoying, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Self-defense is self-defense. You put your hands on somebody and you got stabbed, especially in the stand your ground state. You should have just kept your hands to yourself, young man.
Mm-hmm.
And you and your brother approaching a nigga like y'all was about to get down on him. Should have let that nigga sit there and let the coach tell him to move.
Yeah, or a school staff asked him to leave, especially if he was in the wrong tent.
Even if I'm an athlete, if somebody from the other team, I play basketball, somebody from the other team would have been sitting on our side of the bench, I want to tell that nigga nothing. Who cares? Like, tell a referee, tell that nigga move or something. Like, you want to be that much of a sucker? Go run and tell the coach. Yo, we just said one of them niggas sitting on our bench. You can tell him to move. You don't do it. Act like you did putting your hands on people. That's on you, nigga.
That is true. But hey, I got another thing. Go ahead. I got another thing to react to. We got this brother. I don't know if this is a real story, but this is the Jonathan Talks dude. Sometimes he does like scenarios, and it's a story that happened, but it wasn't necessarily him. So it was hold on, let me mute this pause it before it starts. Oh, we good. All right. So it's a circumstance where I'll let the video speak for itself. We'll put this all up.
Let's get to it.
Pay for his son's meal. Am I the a-hole for making my brother-in-law pay for his son's meal after I said it was a treat? I don't see my sister and her family very often. So when I do go over there, I tend to splurge on them. I ain't got kids of my own. I am currently child-free, and I don't see myself having a child in the foreseeable future. So last weekend, when I went over my sister's house, I took her family out for dinner, and I said it was my treat. So altogether, it was me, my sister, her husband's mom, and all three of their kids, 13, 12, and 15. I had took them out to a steak place inside of their city that I always wanted to try. I thought that everybody was going to get a reasonable meal. But then, my 15-year-old nephew looks at the menu and says he wants the gold cover tomahawk steak. I looked at him and I said, yo, that's like 3 pounds of meat and 3 full sides. Normally, a table orders that, not just one person. That's when my brother-in-law said his kid can eat it all. And I said it was my treat. I looked at his ass like, oh, the steak is $290.
Ooh.
Out the gold covering. That's when I said, you know what? Fine. He can have it. But if he doesn't eat it all, you got to pay for it.
Pause real quick.
My brother-in-law agreed. We ordered.
Bro, you ever had one meal that cost $290?
Not that I can recall. I mean, I had a tab where we was out drinking the whole night.
That's different. Like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like just a meal, like
one meal. Nah,
that's crazy. 200 and you know how much meat that had to be?
Oh, he gets into the actual breakdown of what he got.
Good.
Like, wait till you see what the waiter says when he orders. Well, watch this shit.
And the game was on. When the waiter was listening to our order, he stopped us and said, hey, this tomahawk is a several people meal. Y'all already got some. Were y'all taking the other meals to go? Nope. That's all for one person.
No, especially a lot of people.
Okay. That's when everybody at the table looks at my brother-in-law. And I'm like, hey, man, you sure? He looks at his son with the most smile on his face and says, yeah, he's got this. We ordered, and everybody got their food except for my nephew. Because when the tomahawk came out, they had sparklers, they had extra waiters coming to carry it. They put it down on the table. There was just this whole hurrah. Everybody inside of the restaurant was looking in our direction. I think it was literally set up to be that way.
Everybody don't come and order no that golden tomahawk steak. It's probably something rare people get.
Or some shit probably for a whole table of motherfuckers.
Oh, it definitely is. That's what the waiter just said. Usually the whole table gets it. It's a lot of food. So hold up.
To eat, you can see his eyes get bigger and bigger because they didn't even bring out the sides yet. As they were sitting down, everything that he was supposed to eat, it filled up the table and made it uncomfortable for the rest of us that was sitting there.
So like, BRB, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette real quick. 30 minutes later, yo, where the fuck is Chris?
Even eating a quarter of the steak. He had like a couple bites of the side, and shit was looking really, really, really bad for my brother-in-law. When the bill came, I had asked to pay for 7 meals, all of the drinks and all of the chips. And I will only pay for the corn on the tomahawk steak. Everything else goes to that guy. He ended up paying it with ill grace, mad as shit. My sister had said that he had used the budget that they earmarked it to take the whole family to Chuck E. Cheese, and that I was an a-hole for even putting him in that situation.
That been the last meal I took that hooker to.
Said, bro, I'll give you the money for Chuck E. Cheese, but that had nothing to do with me. That was on him and your kids. Mm-hmm. So my question is, am I the a-hole for making my brother-in-law pay for a meal even though it was my treat? Or were these mofos being unreasonable? Let me know.
He definitely, I don't think he was the butthole for that.
Man,
that's ridiculous.
If your parents should have told that little nigga, man, you ain't getting that.
I don't know, you ain't gonna eat that, man. Nah, pick something reasonable, my boy.
Yeah, you're not even getting that 200 to pick something under $100. Like,
I wouldn't have had the balls to do something like if someone was treating me when I was a kid, I'd look at the price and I try to pick something reasonable. You know what I'm saying?
Kids, let's keep it 100. Most kids just go to the restaurant, order, get fingered. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really ordering too much. These new kids is the ones getting all this lobster and crab legs. Just some new shit, but really in real life, the young niggas wasn't eating like that. Like,
I remember when it was we were going shopping for some shit for high school, and it was me and a friend of mine. We were shopping. His mother was so impressed that I was concerned with the price of the shit I was getting. Meanwhile, he was grabbing the most expensive shit he could find, and I was looking at the price tag. He was like, "Your son looks at the price tag, but he doesn't want us to spend too much." Because I always was cognizant of that. Yo, we ain't got a ton of money. We ain't poor, but we poor. Right. You know,
you can't just be in the store just grabbing shit.
You know, I was already felt, and plus I already felt like I was putting my parents out there with the situation anyway.
Think about this. How old you was when you first had lobster?
I don't know. I had a little bit. My parents shared their lobster with me.
But how old you was?
Shit, I probably was in the teens already.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, niggas be damn near grown by the time first time they ever tasted lobster for real.
And it's crazy.
These kids eating crab legs when they babies and shit like that now.
Like, you know what's crazy is that there's a lot of shit that I didn't test. Like I was a real finicky eater for a while, so there was a lot of shit I wouldn't try. Mm-hmm. Like I remember when we graduated, I went to my boy Javier, the singer. Mm-hmm. I went to Javier's graduation or something we did with Javi, and his parents took us out to eat, and I ordered shrimp. I didn't realize it was cocktail. That shit looked nasty to me, and I didn't want to eat it. And now what I don't.
Fire.
Yo, if I knew then what I knew then, I would have tore that shit up because it was fire. It had the cocktail sauce and the shrimp.
Mm-hmm. Some cocktail is fire.
And I'm slightly allergic to this shit, but I still eat it.
That's a bad. I be like, I love shellfish. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm slightly allergic to this shit.
Yeah, what? Nigga, all that. It's a lot of like all that extraordinary shit. You ain't get that shit till you was grown, nigga. Nigga, I kind of remember the first time my mother let me order a Big Mac type shit. Like,
yeah, I don't even remember that. We hardly ever got.
Nigga, we was getting Happy Meals at first, like, because we used to get like fast food like on the weekends. Like that's the only time we would get that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my mother do hair in the kitchen, get some extra money, we could get some pizza or some shit. Like,
yeah,
how that shit was like.
I remember like Mom Dukes used to make the burgers and shit. Remember Eddie Murphy had that joke about the motherfuckers say we can make McDonald's at home, and they be cooking them burgers with all the onions sliced up in it. This ain't McDonald's.
Yeah, but the crazy shit nowadays, you appreciate all that the home cooked shit. You'll rather that than all that fast food shit.
Fast food shit. And also too, what people don't understand, the quality of food from McDonald's from overseas is way better than the quality of food here.
Yeah, I think they got the old shit that we used to have, like the McDonald's we used to eat when we was kids. I think they got that, and we got the new shit, all this chemicalized,
all the overly processed shit. Yeah. Like the burgers even taste different. The quality of meat's better. There's a lot of shit that they could sell here that's been banned in Europe and banned in these other countries, and we can't do it.
That's the shit. They need to get all that shit out of there. I don't understand that.
I said, but everybody's like, that's one of the things I want to bring up too. Everybody's complaining about, and it's weird because they got people complaining about the stock market going down 2% right now, right? All these motherfuckers is broke. They ain't got shit in the stock market. They ain't lost a dime.
Let me tell you, I can tell you what's going on, right? I can tell you what's going on. What's going on is the Democrats is pouting through the news media. So the news media, these people that watch that's where they get all their news from. The news media is scaring them. So every time they in real life, they ain't feeling none of that shit. I swear to God, in real life, ain't that happening to me? Is shit happening to you?
No.
Nothing. Ain't nothing happening to you, but it's the news that's scaring these people. So but through the news, this is the Democrats pouting because they got their ass whooped. Because this is the thing, right? How could you blame all this shit on somebody that just got in office 2 months ago?
Well, here's the deal.
Make it make sense though. But think about what I'm saying. It's them pouting because they got their ass whooped. You really supposed to let like 6 months to a year go by and then start
see what goes.
Yeah, all because no matter what you say, whatever's going on now is basically still Joe Biden for.
Well, you know what one of my things that's unique is I look at the whole circumstance, and I'm having discussions with people on the tariff situation, and even with the tariffs, I see what they seem like they're trying to do. He's trying to like push people in the situation and negotiate, and even with the tariffs, he's waiving tariffs for stuff to make like iPhones and U.S. cars. He's waiving tariffs on shit like that, so the cars aren't affected. But he's pushing the tariffs. Like right now, he had that blanket tariff that was going. He waived it for everybody and pushed it off for everybody but China. China tariffed us back, had retaliatory tariffs, and they already were tariffing us over 100 and something percent anyway. So China's bucking, but a huge chunk of China's revenue is dependent on America's purchasing.
Yeah, they gonna feel it, and all that playing. They gonna feel that shit real soon. That's all that playing. That's why I just let them do their thing and just hold your bread. Don't panic.
That's what I said. I'm sitting with my popcorn, waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, don't panic. Yeah, just
panic already.
Yeah,
is it going to get more expensive? Possibly so. They were complaining about eggs and shit. This was goofy as fuck. Any of you motherfuckers that was complaining about eggs, you're goofy. They had to cull a bunch of chickens due to bird flu. That's why eggs were expensive. And they try to blame it on the nigga that's in the White House right now. They killed them birds back when Biden was in. It wasn't Biden's fault either. It wasn't Biden's fault.
I ain't even gonna call the people goofy. I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling you what it is. They get all their information from the news sources that's still pouting that they got their ass whooped like that.
But they
watch
should
all
be.
the news. But watch, if you watch CNN, MSNBC, I swear to God, all they do is shit on Trump all day. You be like,
okay,
come on.
So we gotta, because everyone isn't really capable of independent thought. They just kind of read and look at what they know.
But most people are robots. That's what the Matrix is about. Because really, it's not a simulated world. But most people just, they listen to the shit that we grew up on. Especially if you like older, like. Think about it. All your news sources is coming from TV news. So
that's true.
You just follow the same format. Like they can't get with this new independent format because they think all the shit people telling them on the ground is fake.
Yeah,
they think it's fake. It's not.
Like I even have people. There's people now that I've spoken with. They're acting like there was never a crisis at the border. This is all pretend. This is all pretend. And it was like, yeah, you could make anything. It's camera angles that makes it look like they're still coming across in the same number. I was like, yeah, what?
I'm telling you, I get most of my news, most of my information. A lot of times, it'll come from the ground. Like it'll come from people that live in these areas, and then I'll start doing research on it on my own to find out what's going on. That's how I be knowing what's going on. Like it ain't from no like. Because you can't trust the news because they have you scared all day long. They just have you scared.
Now here's what I do, and this is one thing that I do. I pay attention to the mainstream media. I listen to what they're saying. I also have independent news sources I go to. I listen to what they're saying. So when someone comes to me and they're regurgitating the mainstream media talking point, I know immediately they didn't do any research because they just did a little bit of research. They would know what part of it's true. So what they do is they put a little bit of truth and sprinkle a whole bunch of lie over it.
A bunch of bullshit on top.
So you gotta pay attention to yourself. You gotta look into shit.
Them people, if they did not learn, I'm gonna show you something what I learned. They didn't learn. They're gonna keep getting their ass kicked because the same people that voted, they keep trying to make it seem like people is mad. Oh, people mad about. No, they not. People running around here doing the same shit they been doing. Shit ain't changed on the ground.
And like
it's kind of getting better because it's more room to kind of spread your arms. There's still a lot of them illegals here too. Like,
yeah, and here's another thing that happened too. Like they got a curveball thrown that whole act from the 1700s that he was using, the Enemy Alien Act. The court's already deemed he could use it. He can use it. Yeah. So they've lost that battle already. But they did put some restrictions on. He needs to give the deportees that are in that situation, he needs to give them a chance to file a habeas of illegal detention, which they can even do from that other country.
Right.
They can file a habeas. And habeas is challenging the government's legality of holding you in prison. And people file habeas all the time when they're in custody. Some of them waste their time and they file habeas way too soon. They file it right after they get into custody. They're illegally detaining me now, nigga. They trying to deport you. They can detain you to the
out of here, right? them niggas take an L from Trump, right? They take an L. They lie, take an L, and then just gloss over the fact they took an L. Nigga, y'all gonna gloss over the fact y'all had to pay that nigga for lying on him, and y'all still doing it.
And here's another
y'all
thing.
Didn't learn. He probably gonna come out. He probably ain't gonna do it now, but he probably keeping record. Y'all been lying like crazy.
Here's another thing that's wonderful that I've noticed in the news cycle. The prisons in El Salvador were called state-of-the-art maximum security prisons all the way till Trump used it. Now they're called slave prisons. They just added slave into it. It was never called a slave prison at all. Period. I've been hearing about these prisons for at least the past few years. And now all of a sudden, since Trump's sending people there, they're doing these trigger words, slave prison. I even heard Legal Eagle, who's a lawyer. Legal Eagle got a boner for Trump, though. Legal Eagle, this dude, he does a phenomenal shit. He's a lawyer. But when he does some of the things when it comes to Trump, like my boy sent me a video when they were doing the January 6th committee, right? Literally, it was an 8-minute video, right? He spent 2 minutes talking about facts, and the rest of it he spent insulting Trump and his people. He didn't. The rest of the video was just him talking shit about Trump. And I told him, I said, "See, that's crazy." I said, "If you're
you know what be crazy about them people that be Trump deranged for real? Because I'm not a fan of Trump either. But I'm gonna show you what's crazy about them people that be Trump deranged. They'll ignore all the stupid shit the Democrats be doing all day long. Them niggas be doing all kind of goofy shit. Money be disappearing. They let all these people, the prices of food and all that shit was going up on Joe Biden. Watch nobody says nothing. Them same people that be talking this Trump, all them people that's Trump deranged will not say nothing about none of that shit. That's the part I don't get. Cause I'll shit on Trump too and shit on them, but it's the problem is these people so Trump deranged, they'll let the left do anything to them.
Well, here's one thing I got a friend of mine. I'm not gonna call him out. They hit me up and they send me information all the time. Now, if something happened under Trump's watch and it was deemed positive, they don't want to give him credit for it. That was someone else in his administration did that. But if it's negative, like when they pulled the Rosa Parks thing off of the park site, they said that was Trump. I said that's well beneath his pay grade. He has 400 agencies and all of them got websites. That was well beneath his pay grade. When we see why did they move it to someplace else? Well, it happened on his watch. I said, oh, so he gets credit for that, but nothing positive. I said, man, get out of here with that nonsense. I said, he gets credit for that. Is there a reason for taking Rosa Parks out? Then somebody said it was equity. I said, equity what? What do you mean, diversity, equity? Rosa Parks, that's part of history. They're just, did they move it to someplace else?
That nigga Joe Biden was a stone cold racist, man. He was doing mad shit undermining black people, and all these people that's Trump deranged for some strange reason was not saying shit about it. And on top of that, he was crashing out. Why you did that shit with the missiles with the Ukraine at the end of his why'd you do that? Out of nowhere, he just gave them permission to launch missiles somewhere. Like, why?
Because he was bouncing, man. If World War III popped off, it's Trump's headache now.
But this my thing, though. All these people that's Trump deranged, they didn't say shit about that. You ain't noticed that? None of them said nothing about that.
Well, the media also was eerily quiet about it. They didn't even give it a huge feature.
Because they Trump deranged. The media is the reason why all these people on the ground is Trump deranged. It's because they get all they news sources from these same people. That's the same stupid shit the news be spewing. Be the same people that's Trump deranged. You'll hear them say the same shit. You're like, yeah, I know you get all I can't even argue with it because you believe that shit.
And like, even when I'm talking to people, like I'll lean back on the tariff situation. There are negatives and positives to the tariff situation. If you know the history of tariffs, at one point, the federal government, majority of their income was from the tariffs. And about the 1915 and 1920, they switched the shit over to us. And it's increasingly been burdened by the taxpayer. For years and years and years, we were the ones burdened. So the tariffs that they don't charge them, and they let them have free trade, we're covering that salary, for that monetary income for the government.
Right.
So making people pay their fair share and reciprocal tariffs is never going to be a bad idea, as long as they put money back into American people's pocket and keep their fucking grubby fingers out of our pockets a little more. So I will take more of my pay and pay a little more for food if I got more of my pay. Because I'm already paying more for food and they're still deep up in my pockets.
Right. That's the problem. Yeah, they taxing the fuck out you and everything still costs. They you getting taxed in America about 4 or 5 times. Like
in other countries that pay taxes to the level of us, they got socialized medicine. They have all this other benefits for their citizens. We're too busy giving free shit to motherfuckers who aren't accumulating that money. Like
who ain't even citizens. That's the problem too.
And that's another thing you're finding out. They're finding that, and here's what people didn't understand. When we let people into the country, like they did with this last group of people they let in, when they get sent to CIS, they have to live here. So in order for them to gain income or do anything, they give them a 10 number, like a social security number, which comes from the Social Security Administration. So a lot of these people had those numbers. So those numbers you can use to register to vote. Those numbers you can use to collect benefits. And most of the other people that were immigration deniers, they were always like, they don't even have a social security number. How can they collect benefits? Now we see how they collected benefits. We see how they got the food cards. We see how they were able to get housing. We see that now, but these other people were in denial. They're just habitual deniers.
Bro,
They just, it's not
you
happening.
know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? What I don't get? How can you deny some shit when you see it in your face? Go in the grocery store, nigga. If they ain't getting money, how come they all in the grocery stores every time you go in there?
Like, how come
I swear to God, you go in the grocery store, be flooded with them niggas in there.
You did a flashback of the fucking Friday. Quake, how come every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen?
Bro, when the last time you been to the grocery store? Because I know you be ordering your shit sometimes.
Uber Eats is my shit. Uber Eats and Instacart.
When you come back up here, whenever you decide to come back up here, and you ride through the East End, you ain't gonna believe your eyes.
Whole different community now.
I think I'm playing. Nigga, that shit look like El Salvador. And I'm not bullshitting you. I'm dead. Nigga, all right, it's the store when you go down Newfield, you know the corner store right there, that's on the corner where everybody used to be at. You know, it's like it used to be like a little restaurant right behind it, like a little shack little thing. That's a Mexican restaurant right now.
Okay.
Down Newfield.
Oh shit.
That's crazy to me, dog. The Chinese place, the Chinese place on Union Avenue. Mexican restaurant.
Oh wow.
You probably think I'm, but watch when you come back home.
I believe you because I see the transition out here. They had because in this part we have a lot of Latinos in this section in Virginia, and in the last time they did when Trump got in, there was a mass flee of the area. They thought ICE was coming to get them. ICE never really did those raids like they thought was coming. But a lot of landlords wound up losing their tenants. A lot of their tenants were undocumented people that were paying rent. So it wound up being a mass exodus. My confusion is why do because they call everybody immigrants. Everyone's not an immigrant. Immigrant's a person who comes here to immigrate here, to live here legally. If you were paroled in, you're not an immigrant. That's why we got immigrant visas and we got non-immigrant visas. Immigrant visas are the different class of people that come in to stay permanently. They're going to get a green card.
I hate that word migrant too. Y'all niggas is the legal aliens. Y'all illegals. I hate that word.
By law, they are
migrants.
I follow this immigration attorney on, and I haven't heard much from her. She was fighting with by calling them illegal, you're basically labeling them as illegal before they've been tried and there's any evidence that they are. And
you know what they're doing? They're trying to equate them. They're trying to equate them to our struggle.
Well,
that's why every time they try to say something, they try to latch it on to slavery. Oh, that sounds like slavery. No, it don't. Rounding some people up that snuck into the country illegally and sending them back home does not sound like slavery.
Well, the problem is that a lot of them were paroled into the United States, and under immigration law, it was like some piecemeal parole. When you get paroled into the country, that shit's not permanent. You know what I'm saying? They allow them in, and some of the people they allowed in already had a lifetime ban because they had been deported before, so they still let them in. Which is crazy. And then they were padding the numbers, saying that they were enforcing, and they had these apprehensions and they were counting all these numbers, but they weren't saying what they were doing. Yeah, they were apprehended, but they were released into the country too.
You think that was an accident?
Oh no, it was intentional.
Now let me ask you this. Why was they doing that?
I don't know.
Joseph Biden is the most racist president we have ever seen in American history. He took all them people. He was taking rapists, murderers, throwing them in black communities, just letting them run amok. That's what he was doing.
You had a conspiracy theory when you put your tinfoil hat on one night, and I remember you saying it, and it's been resonating with me. You was like, maybe they're letting them all in because brothers and poor people ain't getting locked up like they used to. They need to feed and fuel the prison industrial complex with fresh bodies. You had
some of it too.
you had that
too, because black people ain't getting. Because think about it, what happened? Think about it, right?
Mhm.
When I was going to jail, they was locking niggas up for weed.
Mhm.
So if you get caught with a roach, you was going to jail. Bag of weed, they taking you to jail. So it was a bunch of little crimes that the whole bunch. First of all,
we had a friend. No shit, we had a friend that got caught a weed charge because they found a bag with a stem in it.
Tell you,
he caught a charge from that shit.
That's what I'm saying. They was locking niggas up for anything. That Bill Clinton era, they was like you was going to jail for damn near anything during that era. So, but now black people ain't going to jail like that. That's why even in Connecticut, right? At one time they had 24 jails. Every time you turn around, they gotta close the jails because ain't nobody getting locked up like that.
Not enough clientele.
People like the young niggas, all they doing is like violence, and it ain't that much of them. Like,
yeah.
Even though on the news they make it seem like it's a million trillion of these young niggas, it's not though.
No,
it's not. It's a speck on the map. It's a little bit of them. That's why they keep having to close jails. It ain't that much of them. Black people ain't going to jail like they used to, especially like them 90s and them 2000s. Not even
that was
close.
a record time.
Yeah, not even close.
Yo, there was something I wanted to tell you. I can't freaking think of it. I lost my train of thought. I'll move on to something else. There was something.
But that's the reason though. Is that and it's like I said, you let a bunch of people here, you give them resources, and then you put them on top of the people that you already say on the bottom already.
And you've been saying that's what, like, when I have the whole discussion with the whole discussion with black folks and how the whole reparations deal, I was saying, as long as we've allowed that garbage to go down, well, the country allowed the garbage to go down and consistently not corrected it and let it go on and on and on, I said that that's never going to go away.
I think they're scared.
Well, they because it seems like you said this, and I always try to refute it too. You was like, they just don't want to see black people get shit. That's all.
I think it's that, but I think it's scared, because if you notice, a lot of times when you hear some of these coon ass niggas saying that shit too, like, what are you gonna do with the money? Why y'all always worried about what we gonna do with the money? Like, what's the big, like, y'all give everybody else money, y'all ain't asking nobody what they doing with the money, but for some reason with us, y'all asking. They try to make these little corny jokes like, oh, they're gonna buy Jordans and rims. Yeah, but this the thing, right? This the thing. If y'all really thought we was all gonna fuck the money up, y'all would have been gave it to us.
We had
that. Is this the thing? It's some niggas that might buy it, or this what they think. This what I think. This what they think. It's some niggas that might buy a shitload of guns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? That type of shit. Like a shitload of resources. Like, niggas gonna have resources and start putting they don't know what niggas gonna do. I think that's a big part of it. Because they'll give everybody. Think about it. Why y'all give every group of people money except for Black Americans? Because they even give black immigrants money and shit.
Well,
the black immigrants come here and act like they don't get money and shit like that, but they do. They be getting special programs and all that shit. It's a school they built in Bridgeport just for immigrants. Make that make sense.
Well, I know Tim Pool's always been an anti-rep guy, but then he was even saying, he says, them doing this for these migrants and pulling all this money out and spending billions of dollars, that's like spitting in the face of black people. He said, you've been telling them for the past 80 to 100 years it'll kill our economy. We ain't got it. And you're just waiting out all the people that were directly and affected in it to all die out. And that's what one lady was saying. The biggest injustice that was done was not taking care of the original people that were dealing with it. You should have set them up. You should have took care of them. So not only did you fuck them over, you fucked their kids over, then their kids over, and then you told those kids to get over it.
The universe until y'all do right by us, the universe is gonna whoop y'all ass every time y'all turn around. That's what's happening to y'all. That's why y'all don't know what to do. Y'all panicking. Y'all trying to scare us. Look. I'm gonna show you what happened. Y'all fucked up with Obama. Because
When he
after
tried to
Obama,
chastise black people.
no.
Oh.
When Obama got in office, because at first we thought, yeah, Obama about to come in and change. Obama about to come in and do his thing. We had two. What's the names of Obama? Obama ain't do shit. You notice niggas start changing. Think about niggas. A lot of black people mind state started changing after Obama.
Mm-hmm.
We started realizing, oh, this nigga
Well,
really ain't. He ain't the same.
but
We started
you know,
looking at niggas lineage like this nigga really ain't black for real.
you pointed out. I mean, his wife is one of us, but he's a half African, half Caucasian kid that was born in Hawaii and raised in Indonesia.
So he looks at himself like he
And then
probably considers
over here
himself an Asian.
He came over here for college.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Kamala, she's a fucking Indian mixed with whatever the hell else she's mixed with, born in California, raised in Canada, then came over here for college. So it's like all the brown people they're putting in positions of power have no connection to us at all.
That's why they put him there. That's why they put him there. That's why they'll put that stupid nigga. What's his name? The Byron Donald dude. That's the Republican dude. He Jamaican. That's why they'll put him there and ask him about reparations. Oh no, I don't believe. Yeah, you nigga, you Jamaican. Like, what do y'all be? They be playing Jedi. They be playing Jedi mind tricks though. Like they think that shit, but them tricks ain't working no more. Like we ain't talking about people that just got here. Your family just got here.
Oh, I've seen him before, man.
Yeah.
The Republican.
He's a Republican. Yeah. That he like called Donald Trump daddy and all that stupid shit.
Nah, he did.
Yeah, said daddy's home and all that goofy shit.
Gay.
Yeah, but they'll get him right. They'll get him because he melanated. They'll get him, put him somewhere, and ask him about reparations, and he'll say, "Oh no, nigga, you ain't. It ain't for you. You shouldn't be. They shouldn't be asking. What you should say is, nigga, I'm from the Caribbean. It ain't for my people." Like,
yeah, I've seen him talk on the Hill, and I was impressed with the way he dealt with some things.
Yeah, he's smart.
He's definitely an articulate person.
Yeah, he's smart, but that don't got no. That's the thing though. Candace Owens is smart. She a coon tether too.
So he was Democrat until 2010.
Yeah, all of them did that. They all of them. A lot of the black ones switched over to the Republican side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they don't have no ties to the land, so all they trying to do is get theirs. They come here, you feel what I'm saying? They just trying to get mine. Fuck everybody. I fled. I left my family back home. I'm just worried about my pockets. That's what they doing.
He was a New York motherfucker. What's his early life? Born and raised in Crown Heights. Single mother. Graduate in Donald's is of Jamaican and Panamanian heritage.
Super tether.
Yeah. That's what's funny because Nene's boyfriend, he's Panamanian, but when we talk about these topics, he said, "Well, I'm Panamanian, so I don't have a dog in that pony show." So
he's not a tether.
He said,
that's what I'm saying, because that's not no. See, to me, what makes you a tether, right? Say you know this ain't got shit to do with your people. Why you speaking on shit that about so a whole nother people that ain't got nothing to do with you? That's like a Japanese nigga saying what a Chinese nigga shouldn't get.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, fuck is you doing? Like, and the crazy shit is, I hope all Caribbeans get their money from the British for real. Go get y'all money from the British. That's who owe y'all. That's who colonized y'all niggas.
That's
Go
what
get y'all money.
I have a brother, a good friend of mine, who I was gonna bring on eventually. Me and him had the we used to have reparation debates all the time. And I was even explaining to him, he was like, "Well, how are they really going to know the records?" I said, "Well, you got to understand that slaves were a valuable asset that was passed on from generation to generation."
Hold on. Who said this?
It's one of the dudes I was debating the reparation shit with.
Is he white?
Yeah.
Okay,
but it's either there. He was on their anti-reparation side. So I told him, I said, it was they handed it down from family members. So if I had slaves and I passed, those slaves would go to my kids. So they were accurately, and then they counted them extra because they were getting power on the Hill for the bodies when that 3/4 of a man, human being bullshit. So they started counting them in the census as well. So they were thinking that that's what they're doing with the illegal migrants. They're counting them in the census, hoping to flood them into places that the Democrats can, reap the benefits of having those extra bodies in those areas.
Yeah, they really just trying to throw them on top of niggas. They thought with Joe Biden, this is what Joe Biden thought he was going to do. He was trying to kill 17 birds with one stone. You threw them on top of niggas thinking you was about to get a whole nother base for your Democratic Party. So you really ain't had to do shit for us. That's what they thought. But the problem is, like, I got a Latino homie at my job. He don't really talk to nobody but me. That's my dog. And this, I'm talking about like a super Latino, like got a family. He super don't listen to no rap. This is a Catholic super Latino. He said, nigga, he said,
family men out there.
He said, you know what their problem is? He said the problem is they put all Hispanics in one bucket and we don't even fuck with each other. How you gonna put us? He said we don't fuck with Puerto Ricans. He said, I swear, he telling me this. Like he said, we don't. He said this out of his own mind. He said all Cubans vote Republican. So the Hispanics they not the same. So when you try to throw them in one bucket, it's weird. Like,
what they're not looking at too is that the thing about it with the Latinos, they're majorly, especially the Cubans, conservative, diehard conservative.
Super.
But they've planted the conservative. They changed the definition to mean white supremacist, staunch skinhead, and all this other stuff. Not understanding that devout Christians, devout Muslims, people that they're conserving their traditional values, those are all conservative people. Like even the Muslims and the Christian, they agree with the raising and the protecting of their children. Like I watched when they had some schools that were going through that LGBTQ stuff. There were Muslims standing next to Christians and next to Jews screaming at these people about protecting their kids. They were all shoulder to shoulder, all conservatives.
Yep. But see, even the Democrats so diabolical, they was going in these other countries hand picking trans people to try to get them over here. They was doing anything trying to get a base. They was trying to, because this the thing. The Democratic Party, all that hand flipping and all that shit they try to do. Oh, this is our problem. It's this and it's that. No, y'all problem is black people. A lot of us did not vote at all. That's why y'all got y'all ass whooped. That's why. If all the black people would have voted, if y'all would have got the same amount of black people to vote and they would have voted for y'all, y'all got 75% of the black vote, but that's of the people that voted.
And a huge chunk of them was black females. Some of them even surprised me because my friends, they didn't even try to curtail it. She was like, one of my friends was like, yeah, I voted for my girl Kamala. And I said, and I explained to her a bunch of shit and she didn't really care what I had to say. She kind of just had already made up her mind. And then when she asked me, okay, well, with this happened, what lies have Kamala told? And I broke down every single lie. Almost everything that came out of her mouth, that was a lie. You say, you're trying to say Trump don't lie? I said, well, he didn't lie there per se. He mentioned things that were some opinionated, but none of it was an outright belligerent lie. He didn't lie like she was, like the Trump abortion ban and all this other stuff. All the shit that he was talking about, myself, I found in my own research. I would have told him not to say it.
You know what happened to friends like your homegirl? You know what happened to them?
What's that?
They found out how diabolical sometimes white women could be. No disrespect.
Oh, because you can't win the vote without the white woman vote. White women have
now,
the most active voters.
I'm gonna show you what white women was doing. That's why if you notice after Kamala lost, you ain't notice how angry the Democratic women was because they was angry at white women. I'm gonna show you why though.
Because they voted for them.
Look though, because when you in public and they in them groups, some of them white women will be like, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala, yay, Kamala, and turn right around and voted for Trump. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Cause well, he got like 90% of them or some crazy shit. Like it was so with that, if it's 90% of them, that means the little 10% that voted Democrat. You know who that was? The chicks with the the chicks with the blue hair with the bull. That was them. The other ones that you were seeing that was around y'all that was saying they was voting for Kamala was not. They didn't, and that's why. If people know, they found that out. Oh, we got duped. Yeah, y'all got duped. Yeah, because what happened was what turned them off was y'all keep pushing that trans shit in the sports. That shit is not, people is not feeling that shit. Get them their own league and let them do their thing. Like, stop trying to flip the shit around. Like, give them their own league.
Yeah, I try to tell Cass that too, and the thing is that even Whoopi dying on that hill. She's on there trying to say that trans women don't have a physical advantage. They don't have this, and I was like, Whoopi, you use. And I know Whoopi's one of our elders. I try my best not to be disrespectful.
Disrespect Whoopi. You forgot about Whoopi. What Whoopi gets all disrespect. Whoopi today comes and walks around with her head up with this holier than thou. Remember, she was running around with Ted dancing with the blackface shit.
Oh no! Yeah, I did hear something about
There's
that.
pictures all over there. You could Google that. Like that ain't. I'll never forget that. That's why when she be running around here with this holier than thou, man, get your monkey ass out of here. Like, man, please. So I don't let Whoopi get away with that. Get up out of here. She's a coon.
And that's one of the weirdest things, the weirdest flexes the Dems did was they were acting like they painted this picture that women's reproductive rights were at risk, that they were going to attack them. And in the only situation, the only person to pass anything to protect women was the dude that won that they didn't want to win. He kept trans folks out of female sports. He labeled the two genders and all this other stuff, but they were so vicious with hating him. They didn't care about any of that. They were willing to give up their freedom and sacrifice their personal spaces just to be against him. Even if they knew they were going to have an advantage, they were willing to die on that hill, which I think is crazy.
It's crazy. It's Trump derangement. It's the strangest shit I ever seen in my life. It's the craziest shit, but Whoopi, you gets away with nothing around here. Like you man, lady, please.
And then, like, even if let's say they didn't like her anyway, they've chased her out at a party, that Tulsi Gabbard chick. Mm-hmm. If they had let her run, she might have beat Trump. If they had let her run, if they didn't get rid of her.
Man, you don't know. You be tripping sometime.
No, I'm telling you, she would have.
No.
Clear a wipeout.
One thing with me, I went to school with white. When I went to school, 7th, 8th grade, I was the only black kid. I probably 3 black kids in the whole school. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot about them people. One thing I know, my nigga, even white women ain't voting for no white bitch. They just not. That's why Hillary lost. They just not. I'm telling you this. Listen to what I'm telling you.
I understand. I hear you.
And bulk. They might come out and say yeah, but in the background they not gonna do it. Hell no, they just not.
There's this clip I have where it was a plane and it was a female pilot. Like, hi, this is your captain speaking, such and such and such. And the dude looks at his wife. He's like, yo, was that the flight attendant saying she was the captain? This is Captain Jane speaking again. He's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, oh, come on, we'll be fine. They were just bugging because it was a female pilot.
I'm telling you, man. They not having that shit. That's one thing I know. Like she would have lost probably worse than
I don't think she would have lost worse than Kamala because she was more likable than Kamala. So she would have lost.
The crazy shit with Kamala, you know what made Kamala would have been all right if she would have just been herself. All that cosplaying shit, it backfired on you. Mm-hmm. It backfired bad, like because you don't know the culture. So when they start asking you stuff about they start asking you black questions, you answered all of them shits wrong. Every time they ask you, because you don't know nothing about the culture. You grew up in Canada. You grew up in Canada, and both your parents is Indian. Your father, he a Jamaican Indian, but you're still Indian.
Yeah,
you talking about?
And I still never got it right. Is it Kamala or Kamala?
Kamala. It's Kamala.
Kamala. Yeah. Okay, I was saying it right. They start calling people racist for saying their name wrong.
They were just trying, they were trying to make that lady a victim. They was trying anything, because this is the thing. This is what I was trying to explain to you. It was certain times where they was telling on themselves, because they was coming out and saying, oh yeah, she got it. She got the pole. She got this. She got that. But it was certain other stuff they was doing that was like, why is y'all doing that if y'all say she got it in the bag? Like, y'all keep trying to victimize her. I won't let her go answer no questions. She ain't do no interviews for like months at first. Like, it took her a little while. They had to shake the bitch up to come out and do interviews. Like, and then all her interviews was like handpicked.
Yep. And I think she really dropped the ball when she didn't go on Rogan. She should have went on Rogan, but I think she wouldn't have done well.
That would have been the best. I swear to God, I'll go watch that shit right now, because I know it would have been the best piece of content that ever came out. I know that would have been the best, because he was gonna ask her all this. That's why she can't go nowhere like that. Even when she did that girl, she did somebody podcast.
He recreated the studio, Call Her Daddy studio. They recreated the studio, and oh yeah, that was crazy.
You know why she did that? She'd probably say it was a scheduling thing. You know why she did that? That's how you get somebody. That's how you show control. You get somebody out their comfort zone. That's a war tactic.
Yep.
That's a whole war tactic. That's why I said the Democrats is dying, but they be doing shit. And I'm gonna say this: every time they got a problem with somebody, somehow they die or something. Somehow some maniac just come out the woodwork and you just die. They kill you. Like,
well, you know what's crazy is even with the whole with the attempts on Mr. Trump, they were still doing like triggering language against him.
They called the nigga a Nazi. They was calling him Hitler the whole time.
Completely reckless. He's already had 2 attempts on him. To continue to have that speech is reckless. And you know it's not true. You know what I'm saying? You know it's not true, but you're just hoping that you've triggered the right crazy and they actually were successful with it. Because no matter what anyone says, that shit that happened at that route, that shit was allowed. There was no way that boy should have been able to get on a roof.
It was people with video of it was people that was on the ground with video of this nigga. He was up there for mad long.
Yeah.
They let the nigga go up there. That's what I'm saying. They'll kill you. You play around, them Democrats will kill you. Right? They play all that soft shit. They come around with a grown man in a dress. They get you killed, nigga. Playing. Kennedy had a problem with the Democrats. He wasn't following protocol. What happened to him?
And you know what's even
nigga
funny?
Reagan came in on bullshit. What happened to him? They shot Reagan in front of the nigga that shot Reagan just can't walk through the crowd and just put the gun on him and just shot him like, like come on, my nigga, like what?
Yeah.
You know how that Reagan shit kind of crazy too. Like,
yeah, that
when
was.
you go watch it, a nigga just slid through the crowd and just popped him up. Like.
You know what's crazy? Reagan almost lost his life with that shit.
Yeah,
he almost died. Yeah.
He was already old. He wasn't that young when he got shot. He was old. He was like 50. He had to be in his 50s.
Nah, he had to be older than that. He might have been in his 60s.
You probably right. You probably right. And nigga popped his ass up like. But how somebody just slide through a crowd like that, like just slid through a regular crowd, I'm gonna just slide through, just pull a pistol out, and just shot
and pop 2 into it. Yeah. You know what's crazy? That's how Jack Ruby did Oswald. He just stroll right on up to that dude. Which now they're coming back. They're declassifying shit. It's coming back.
Yeah, but all that bullshit is Jedi mind tricks, my nigga. By the time that paperwork come out, it's gonna be so many goddamn names redacted. There'll be so many goddamn names.
We tried to review it, and it was all redacted. It wasn't even worth putting up on the stream.
That's what they all the shit that come out is gonna be, because this is the thing, right? You know why they can't put none of that shit out? Because they all dirty. That's what I be trying to tell niggas. All of them, both sides, they all dirty. They can't tell on they can't spill the beans because they all crooked. They all done did shit. They all had something to do with Martin Luther King and all that shit. They all of them is complicit in all that shit. Whatever files they got, they all complicit in it. It ain't just one side. They all on the same team. All that side shit is theatrics. It's like court. Nigga, your lawyers sit down with prosecutors, eat in the same restaurants with them niggas all the time. Don't think them niggas ain't got no smoke, nigga. They'll be in the courtroom arguing like a motherfucker, arguing with the judge and all that. They all eat. It ain't but so much, but you ain't never seen no judge in no grocery store because they all go to the same spots.
Shoot. But I think we coming up on that witching hour. I still had a couple of videos in here, but I'm gonna save them for another day if they're even remotely relevant for us to use.
It's always good to have leftovers. As long as we got shit, we got a good combo today.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Chris, much love, my boy.
Salute.
He said, "Oh, the guy that shot John Lennon did it for Jodie Foster, who was an actress, to prove he loved her." Yo, that's Yoko Ono. Someone just played a video of her cackling into the mic, and she was serious as fuck.
Did you see that shit with the chick that killed Selena, the singer Selena? She tried to go for parole and got denied.
Yeah.
Denied. Bitch, you gonna die in jail.
She needs to die in jail. That was
them Mexicans love Selena. Your ass about to die in jail. You ain't never get.
I ain't even like that type of music, and I loved Selena once I learned about it.
Selena was she was like they that was like they Mexican like Bob Marley or that level.
She was iconic. Word. She was iconic, cut short, because if she was alive, she's like your age. She'd be like your age. Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. You think she'd be older? Well, she probably was
probably like your age.
I think so.
Yeah, hell yeah. Google her. See how quick we got a couple minutes. I ain't like Google her. She definitely was older than me because she was grown. I was a kid when she died.
Oh, that's true. Quintanilla. She was born. Oh yeah, she was older than me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
she was born 1971.
Yeah, so she Jay-Z in them age, nigga. Like
And she lost her life at the age of 23 in 95.
She was grown. I was a kid. I was 14. Yeah, she got me by 9 years.
Yeah. She got me by. She the same year Tupac was born. I think Tupac was a 71.
53. She'd have been 53 or something. Yeah, she like Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, all them around that age.
Yeah. God bless her, man. God bless her and her family, man. With the loss, keeping her memory alive.
Word.
Rest in peace, Selena.
You died from a hater, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Crazy. And she did nothing but try to help this woman.
But I swear to God, I be watching interrogation videos, man. People be killing people that be helping them all the time. That shit happens a lot.
Yo, most people are murdered by people they know.
And it be people that was trying to help them too. Mm-hmm. That's the common thing. That's not that strange. Like, that happens a lot. You gotta be like, man, you gotta watch who you help out here, man.
Yeah,
for real.
I agree.
Some real shit. You gotta watch who you help out here, or help them from long range. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. Like, if I ever became a philanthropist, I want to help the hood, but I ain't gonna be going to hang out in the hood. I'll set up learning centers. I'll do certain things to try to like promote youth education. Like Nipsey had the free Wi-Fi, teach kids how to write up business plans. Nipsey had it like he had a fucking amazing learning center for the youth. That shit was fire. T.I. went and visited it on that show that he was hosting. He met up with Nipsey and went there. Nipsey had a plan, man. He was like fucking gang banging Jesus of their time because he was in there trying to help the hood.
Yeah, he was trying to help man. He took that and look what happened, man. Hating ass
senseless. There's no reason that man shouldn't be here today.
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Man.
Rest in peace, Nipsey, man.
Free Carmelo Anthony once a year.
It was, wait a minute, he lock up Carmelo, the NBA nigga? No, it's the young brother.
Yeah, not the basketball player. Young brother from Texas.
Yo, but anyway, we're gonna head out. I'm trying to see which one we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do another Sean jam. One of my favorites here. It's called Pussy in Paris. I mean, on this album, Glimpses, is this one Glimpses of Song, Sean? I don't think there's not every single song in his a banger. I'm probably biased because it's my little cousin. But his shit is tight. But anyway, yo, ladies and gentlemen,
Hard pause.
Thank you for sticking with us for another episode of the Hard Pause Podcast. We appreciate all you folks. Shout out and big up to our boy Chris Chaos, who always rolls through. We're gonna bring Chris in here to talk some junk. I'm gonna hit up our boy Zen. He'll be coming back for some other podcasts in the future, and we definitely, all the family will come through. You'll hear Lit's podcast. Lost in the Sauce will come through. We got to bring Cola through here one day so she could chop it up and talk shit. But hey, stay blessed, stay positive, stay safe. We'll see you next week.
Peace.